Hey guys, Prepper Nurse One here. Um, Today's video is going to be more. Today is obviously the anniversary of 9/11. It was 14 years ago today that the Twin Towers were bombed with an airplane, obviously. And there's a lot of speculation and stuff going on around about everything that had happened and stuff like that. And you know, I want you to realistically look at a situation here for a moment, okay? And this is one of the things that have always bothered me um, about the whole thing with the Twin Towers. The way they came down. Both of those buildings were pulled. And if you don't know what that means, basically when a demolition expert wires a building up to be brought down so that it doesn't fall and land on other buildings, they wire it up strategically so that it falls straight down. Just like the Twin Towers both did. Amazingly fell straight down. And so that was done on purpose. So I believe that they allowed these people to hijack the planes. I believe that they allowed those people to fly those planes into the Twin Towers. They knew they were going to do it, and they prepared for it ahead of time. And you would say to me, well, Ed, that's kind of a major conspiracy theory on that. Why would they do that? Well, let's look at the results of that, okay? We got the American people to get on there. We gave up a ton of our rights in the guise of freedom and our protection. Let's put it like realistically. It's our protection, supposedly, that we gave up a lot of our rights in the guise of protection of our freedom. Also, that they had, what have we had since then? We've had 14 years of war with no end in sight. And it never will end, because here's the thing is, war is business. War is a huge, huge business. I'm gonna make sure, oh, I see, wait, hold on. You guys are gonna kill me on this one, I'm sorry. But I see that there's, I hope that's better. There was a smudge on there, so I'm sorry. Anyway, but anyway, war is business. And they don't ever want these wars to end because they're making a killing. And I can't remember the exact cost of what the war is, but I believe it's in excess of $1 billion a month, which is absolutely insane. Well, so who's making that kind of money? The big business. Your big business is making a ton of money. That your manufacturing companies that are making munitions and making the war machine roll in this country, that's who's making a fortune off of this thing. Now, is it going to be their sons and their daughters going over there and dying? Of course not, because they're rich people and their kids aren't going to be over there fighting in the war and dying. It's going to be middle class, low class, and your blue collar kids that are going to go over there because of the whole patriotism thing is how they scammed us on. I'll tell you what, when the first Gulf War happened, because of the whole 9/11 thing, every street on my house had their flags flying, the whole rah, rah, rah thing. I took my flag down, I'll be honest with you, because I knew we were being, and I'm going to be frank, I knew we were being bullshitted and manipulated. I could see it, and I just couldn't believe that other people couldn't see it. I fly my flag proudly all the time. I mean, you guys see it. It's always flying, okay? But for that little bit of time back in 2001, I took my flag down because I knew we had been lied to, I knew we had been manipulated, and I knew they were full of crap. Not initially, obviously, when the attack happened, but when we had geared up the following spring, that's when everybody was flying their flags and everybody got on the rah, rah, rah bandwagon, and we're going to go show them. And see, here's the thing. We have the most advanced army in the world. We have the best electronics in the world. We can turn any country we wanted to into a pancake in no time flat, okay? But do we do that? No. You have to ask yourself, why don't we do that? Because it's business. If we go in and destroy it and it's over, these huge companies are not making any money. That's their goal. Their goal is to make money. So war is very profitable. They don't care about our people dying. They could care less. They don't care about the small people. And that's one of the things that I don't think a lot of people truly understand. I mean, I'm going to tell you what. I have a tremendous sense of horror for the loss of life that we had in the event. The people on the planes, the people in the towers, the firefighters and the policemen that were going into the towers to rescue people, and they were all killed for a scam, for a sham. There's something that was allowed to happen. I mean, it's just, you want to even go back further. Pearl Harbor. I think they knew absolutely that Pearl Harbor was going to happen, that the Japanese were going to attack us. But that was our way of getting into the war, okay? Because it's like, it's big business. And you have to get the American people behind whatever the event is, so that they're like rah, 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 and they can just keep driving on, because they manipulate us, because we are stupid. And we're easily manipulated. Now, I feel horrible of what happened, to the people. It's a terrible, terrible thing, but it was allowed to happen. If you don't think it wasn't allowed to happen, then you're very, very naive. And I don't mean this to be a rant, anti-government rant, but it's not about really the government. It's a manipulation of the big business. They want war. They want to have it continue on and on and on. Why 14 years later have we not turned Iraq and Afghanistan into a parking lot and left it? Leave them back in the Stone Age. Turn it into a parking lot, leave it, and let them do whatever they want to do, okay? Why are we now allowing Iran to go ahead and get the nuclear weapons that they want to try to produce, okay? They want to produce them. And, those nuclear weapons that they want to produce, that's not to bomb Israel, because they bomb Israel all the time, okay? Those nuclear weapons are so that they can hit the United States of America, because we are the evil enemy. Why is it that, I'm going to go on a little bit of a rant, why is it that we're taking in 70,000 plus Syrian refugees? Yeah, let's bring more Muslims over here that hate America, that hate our way of life, and then they're going to get over here and they want us to go conform to their Sharia law and all this other nonsense. You know what? No. I'm sorry. You know what? It's not our problem. We need to take care of our own country. We need to take care of our own people. We could bring all our troops back, work on our infrastructure, and that would be years and years and years of work for our soldiers. And guess what? They wouldn't be risking their lives for nothing, for oil and big business. That's what they're dying for, folks. Realistically, that's what it's all about. It's about oil. It's about big business. So that's my rant. I'm sorry if you don't like it. If you don't like the video, I apologize. But I just, you know what? I'm so tired of people being manipulated and not seeing it. And 9/11 was manipulation. If you don't think it was a manipulation, then you're sadly mistaken. It's a terrible loss of life, waste of human life, and all in the name of money. Money and greed. And realistically, that's what it comes down to. The best army in the world, but we get into these wars. If you even want to go back to Vietnam, it's another one we could have just taken care of in no time at all. But do we? No, because it's all about money. So anyway, I'm sorry, that's my rant. And, if you agree with me, that's fine. If you don't agree with me, that's also fine. But look it up. Realistically, those Twin Towers, there's no way in heck ever that they would have come straight down like that unless they were pulled. No way. No way. And then there was another building right nearby that was fine, and that building was pulled too. It didn't even get hit, and they pulled that building. So those were wired up ahead of time, guys. And if you don't think so, I'm sorry, but there's no way those towers came down that way unless it was planned to be coming down that way. Okay? So anyway, that's my rant. Here at 14-year anniversary of the Twin Towers. It's sad that my kids in their lifetime, almost 14 years, because they were born next month, that we've been at war the entire time. Makes me sick. And so what are we now? We are the most hated country in the world, because guess what? We are the most warlike country in the world. We love war. That's all we do, So anyway, guys, listen, I hope you have a great weekend. It's Friday. Sorry about my rant, but I'm not going to get on here and do a rah, rah, rah thing. I'm just not doing it, okay? So everybody have a great weekend. Prepper Nurse 1 out.